Hello guys. So my name is Anthony Mukanya, your host of the Unshackled Perspective. I would like to thank you very much for joining me. And in this video, I'm going to react to a video that I've seen. Actually, it was a few months ago. It was about 4 or 5 months ago. But the reason why I'm reacting it today. So number one, I didn't have my channel back then. I had a lot to say about it, but I couldn't because obviously I had not decided to start my channel. And then number two, I'm also reacting to that in light of the decision last week by the Supreme Court of Justice to strike down affirmative action. And my reaction today to this video kind of follows up that one, and you will soon understand why. Because as far as I'm concerned, this so what I was advocating in my previous video in reaction to the Supreme Court decision was the fact that, in my opinion, a lot of work needs to be done before kids go to university, so from K through 12, so primary school and high school, so that the kids are then given everything that they need in order to succeed once they are at university. So it is pointless to seek diversity only by skin color and all of that, and not pay attention to the learning environment before the kids actually go to university. So this is what I'm going to react to. And as a person who loves mathematics, you'll soon understand why I'm reacting to this, and it is completely crazy. So without further ado, let's get into this.
A stunning report from Project Baltimore showing the situation in some Baltimore City schools is dire.
Now, usually our Project Baltimore report comes in a little later in our newscast, but tonight we need to bring your attention to this report.
It's because it shows 23 city schools have 0 students who tested proficient on the state math exam. 2,000 students in total took this math test at these schools, and not one did math at a grade level.
Listen to those numbers. Where is the bell ringing for some type of crisis moment? My God.
This isn't a red siren. I don't know what is to say. This isn't working. We need to completely redo this.
Fox 45 News is demanding answers about that report from state and local leaders. Our team coverage begins with Project Baltimore and a mother calling on someone to fix city schools.
As Chris Papps explains, this mother says major changes need to happen now or she's leaving.
Nothing up there for them. Nothing. They go there to get babysit for 8 hours and come home.
Nichelle Watkins is exhausted.
I feel like they don't care. It's not their children. They don't care.
After years of pleading for help from Baltimore City Public Schools.
So this is what I was saying, okay? I keep saying that to my to quote unquote colored people of color, which is really just another way of saying colored people. We hated that word, and then we changed it, and somehow we made it okay. But anyway, I keep saying to this to my friend on the other side of the aisle, okay? These people, let's be clear, they do not care about you. They have made it very clear. They will use your black skin to get your vote, but it never intends to actually fix the things that actually plague the community. They have no business doing that. They don't want to do that. They want to continue to use you without actually having to fix the issue or the problem. They know what those issues are. They don't care. So this poor mother, she's right. She is completely within her right to be exhausted, because these public officials, they know What they want is to tell you, for example, that the city of Baltimore has a black mayor and the state of Maryland has a black governor who will talk to you about the governor's mansion being built by slave, and yet completely forgetting that in the inner cities there are those kids who are seeking help, who want help, to be given the opportunity to progress in their learning, to reach for their dreams, for their own American dream, because this is in America, and they're being denied because you have school officials who do not care about actually teaching them anything that is practical. Like she says, they don't just want them to be babysat for 8 hours. No learning is happening. This is insane. Good people, this is insane.
Look around. I'm in public housing. I can't afford no $1,000 tutor from Sylvan, but that's what he needs, a tutor.
How was your school day? Pretty good.
Her son is in 4th grade at Johnston Square Elementary. For years, she says she's been trying to get the school system to hold her son back, give him time to learn the material, instead of just pushing him through the grades. 5 months ago, in October, she even wrote Project Baltimore asking for help, saying her son is not getting the education he needs.
He can't read. He's in the 4th grade. How is he supposed to be productive if he can't read?
Baltimore City is facing.
Oh dear. You know, I understand her plea. I understand her plea. Anyway, let me explain. In my last video, I think I forgot to mention one thing. So again, I lived in South Africa, and I think around the early 2000s, the ANC government, in order to artificially, I use the word artificially, increase the graduation rate of black students, they decided to cut things out of the curriculum in mathematics. More specifically, they wanted, for example, to cut out of the curriculum things like in algebra, specifically matrices, how to solve matrices, and all of that. They cut it out. They also cut out in calculus anything related to how to do derivatives or integration for that matter. They cut all of that out of the public school. The idea was that, well, maybe those things they can learn them at once they're at university, but we want to artificially increase the number. Now, what happened is that you just transfer problems from one part of the education system to another. Because what happened is that, I will never forget that, guys. It was at the beginning of the school year in South Africa in 2007. And in the class, in the applied mathematics class, we were told, our lecturer walked in and introduced himself and said, look to your left, look to your right. Only one of you, one of those three, will remain in the class at the end of the year. And people, he was right. And the person saying it wasn't a white person, okay? He was right. Because the reality is that just like these idiots in Baltimore, they don't actually want to teach. They want to complain. But to teach and do the jobs, they don't want to do it. So what ended up happening at the university, one of the best university, in fact, in the world, because it's many times was ranked between the top 100 school in the world. It's the same school or same university where Nelson Mandela went. I think it has a total of 4 Nobel laureates. So Nelson Mandela, for example, one who was a Nobel Prize in literature or something, and the first person to have performed a heart transplant in the world went to that university, and I think he also got a Nobel laureate, a Nobel Prize in medicine. And I can't remember the fourth one, but they have that university as well as the University of Pretoria and the University of Cape Town. The University of Cape Town being the top one. They're all very good universities. Okay, just to give you an idea of the caliber of school that we're talking about. And yet, those black kids, unfortunately, who were admitted to school because suddenly the grade seems to be higher because they didn't have the same standard. But by the time they got to university with the workload, most of them were wiped out. So what I am arguing is, why is it that these officials, whether in America or in my case when I was living in South Africa, for the same reason as it relates to some sort of affirmative action policies, those people condemn those kids to failure. This mother is pleading with the school to do their jobs and to actually teach her son, instead of, in her word, push him through the grades. They don't care. But what they will tell you is that you need to remember that your black skin is what needs to define you. But when it comes to actually teaching you what they have to teach you, they're nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found. Guys, this is insane.
We've seen a devastating reality.
Then, Watkins saw this Project Baltimore story Monday night, confirming what she already knew.
When I seen the name Johnson Square on there, I knew what I was doing and what I was saying was absolutely correct.
Project Baltimore combed through the 2022 state test results known as MCAP, Maryland Comprehensive Assessment Program. Every Maryland student is tested in 3rd through 8th grade, and once again in high school in both math and English. Scores place the students in one of 4 levels. Levels 1 and 2 are considered not proficient. 3 and 4 are proficient. We found in 23 Baltimore City schools, there were 0 students who tested proficient in math.
Guys, are you as shocked as I am? Please tell me that you are as shocked as I am. Please tell me that you are as shocked as I am. 23 schools, over 2,000 kids, and zero of them are able to test proficiently in mathematics? And these people want us to believe that they're doing the jobs? I mean, the insanity.
Not a single student. And on that list, Johnston Square.
I wasn't surprised. It needs to be something done today. Yeah, they get a whole lot of money, and it's coming out my check. I see it.
And ma'am, I'm sorry. Why do you keep voting for these people? Why do you keep voting for these people? These are the same people who will tell you sometimes you can be skin folk but not people folk, or whatever expression that they want to use, which basically mean that you can have the same, so if you criticize them, that is, you can have the same skin color as them, but really you don't think like them. But my goodness, what these people are doing is criminal. What these people are doing is completely criminal, and they know they just have to wave the racism thing in your face and you will fall for voting for them. But then, in my opinion, they're the most racist one. I mean, give me a reason. Why is it that you cannot spend your energy, instead of trying to activate those kids in stupid social justice issue, why can you not spend time teaching those kids mathematics? Don't do what the state of Colorado is doing, where they're trying to actually cancel standardized tests, or the state of Oregon, who are telling people to actually use to actually use whatever they've described as ethnomathematics, as if in the history of human species, African and their descendants have never contributed anything to mathematics. This is insane. They don't want you to succeed. They want to distract you with things that they know don't make any sense, instead of focusing their whole energy into teaching, so that you can tell 1 + 1 is equal to 1, or a little bit more than that actually, so that perhaps you would know what derivatives are, what integrals are. You can perform those ones, because guess what? If you later aspire to become an engineer, okay, you can perform those type of calculation, and yes, you'll be able to code and whatever, but you need to know that, because there is no way you'll be able to put it into a program. The other thing that I learned during that that our lecturer used to tell us is a very simple fact. He says this because these people want to tell you that in the ethnomathematics nonsense, they will want to tell you that if a teacher is asking a kid to show the way they work out, the individual step to arrive at the solution, they will tell you that this is white supremacy, that mathematics is in fact white supremacy. But here is the problem, going back to what I learned during that class. He said to us, if you are not able to explain to a colleague of yours, to a classmate, that in order to perform this specific theorem in mathematics, in order to do that, these are the steps that you need to do. You need to break this down. If you're not able to explain to your colleague the different steps that you need to take in order to arrive at a conclusion, you will never do that with a computer, because the computer doesn't even speak the language, it doesn't speak English. The computer only understands zeros and ones, a series of zeros and ones instructions in order to perform a specific task. How do you think you'll be able to be a very good engineer, software engineer? It is going to be impossible, because you will not have learned the skill of splitting things by smaller tasks. And these idiots are hoping that you will never notice that whatever it is that they're saying is idiotic. Because it is idiotic. I am never going to shy from the fact of saying and calling it out as it is. There are a bunch of idiots. There are a bunch of idiots who don't want your kids to succeed, because once your kids succeed, they will understand that they don't need you. They would understand that they don't need your woke policies. They will be free. They will walk as free people. And that scares these people. That scares the living shit out of them. I'm sorry for my words, but this is the case. They know that. And so they will prevent your kids from ever learning things properly. They don't want to wake up and realize, my goodness, all along we had the ability to use our beautifully made brain to function properly. This is insanity. And this is why I can never, ever protect these people. They are destroying the black community, willingly destroying the black community. And when you call them to task, like this mother, they just dismiss you. They dismiss you.
Baltimore City funds nearly 20%.
Who is surprised? Who is surprised But who is surprised that this idiot is not responding? I'm sorry, I will call him an idiot because that is what he is. He doesn't even bother responding to legitimate concern by his. No, guys. This is insanity. And this is why I will never, ever support these people. They are simply insane. They are insane, my friends. They are insane. We needs to be done supporting them.
Children who go to one of these 23 schools, do you want to hear from the mayor?
No, not really. I don't. Because what is he going to say? What is he going to do? But make a whole bunch of promises that he's not going to fulfill. So I just feel like that.
I feel her. I understand her. And these are the people who have been in charge. These democratic people who would tell you, oh, they will use your skin color to get your vote. But once it is done, they don't care. And they've been doing that for 40 years, ma'am. So I feel you. These people are insane.
That's pointless. I need somebody that's going to do something.
City Schools also declined an interview to discuss these 23 schools, but explained in a statement the steps it's taking to improve math scores, including professional development for teachers, summer learning, and an extended learning period at the end of the day. The district said it's confident these steps will work. Watkins is not.
I have a black son that got to grow up in Baltimore City. That's why.
And another thing, people, they by the refusal to step in, they're condemning this kid to a very dark future. And yet at the end, they will tell you that they've done everything for these kids to succeed. These people are criminals. Let's call it like it is. They are criminals. Guys, they are criminals. This is insanity. No. It's very sad. It's very sad. But yeah, you can find more and you can read more for yourself. And I mean read up more and watch this video. But this is crazy, people. This is crazy. They destroying kids' future, all the while claiming somehow that keep telling everyone who wants to hear it how this and that and this person is racist and that blah 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 blah. These people are nuts. And I'm done pretending otherwise, okay? Don't come to me and tell me that the Supreme Court has ended affirmative action when you have basically condemned a kid like that to poverty because you have failed to take care to ensure that he has access to quality education. We don't care about your stupid promises and what you have to say about. We don't care about those things. What we do care about is the ability of these kids to do math and science and not to be activated by your stupid, utterly stupid things that you do. If you're failing to teach them mathematics so that you can have the opportunity to a great career, okay? If you're not doing that, we're not interested in your racism nonsense talk. Not that racism doesn't exist. What I'm saying is that we know that you are using that for your own political goals instead of actually helping these kids. These kids need help. And you you people are failing to deliver that help. That's the problem that I have with you people. And the likes of you who are supporting, who wanted, because you fail to give these kids the opportunity to succeed. Because you actually want them to fail. You do not care about them. And you're a bunch of idiots for that. That's why I oppose the idea of affirmative action, because you want to be let off the bad decision that people in power, people who support this woke nonsense policy to get away with. This is what you people want. You want to get away from the consequences of your decision. And I hope this mother never ever again vote for people with your type of ideas. Because you people are insane. So that's what I have to say about this video. So please comment, like, and subscribe to my channel if you like this content, and I will see you soon. Peace.